Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Sean. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I do have a Cash App as well. PayPal is usually the best way to do it. Links are down below in the info box. I'll get to as soon as I can. And it could be any topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, whatever the case may be, tier list ranking, video game playthrough. I'll get to as soon as I can. And this is for Hot Pursuit, which, not the John Cusack movie. This is a 2015 film that I thought this sounded familiar, and I realized my friend Mike OCP actually reviewed this film years ago. And it stars Reese Witherspoon, Sofia Vergara, aka as I call it, the modern day Charo, Richard T. Jones is in the film, which I liked from Event Horizon. Sally's not in the film much because he actually had a bit of charm for how little he was in it, and of course, they stuffed that flame out. I know the guy who plays Reese Witherspoon's boss. I know I've seen him in stuff, but I can't remember. I think he was in maybe Volcano? I can't remember. I keep thinking he was the guy in Volcano who tries to jump with the passenger, but he gets hit by the volcano, lands, he throws the guy and he melts. It may be him. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But it's directed by Anne Fletcher. Now, she did Step Up, The Proposal, which was fine, and Hocus Pocus 2. And it seems like this film wanted to be The Heat, which I like. Melissa McCarthy, yeah, she could be. But I'm a big Sandra Bullock fan. I thought she was really funny in it. That's where I got most of the laughs from, was Sandra Bullock. This, I didn't get much laughs out of it. I didn't think this was that funny. I don't think it was that memorable. The few action scenes were not really up to snuff. The acting, I don't think the two leads really had that much chemistry. Reese Witherspoon, I'm not a gun-ho fan of. There are films I could tolerate her in. Here, she's trying to have this really southern accent. Just both takes place in Texas. I don't know if she really pulls it off the best. Sofia Vergara, the modern day Charo, tis all she has, her thick accent. That's really all she has. Oh, how you doing? How's it going? And then half the time you can't understand what the fuck she's saying. And there are moments Sofia Vergara I could maybe almost laugh at, more so than Reese. I would say I liked Sofia more than Reese Witherspoon. Maybe with a better script, maybe in a better movie, she'd be fine. Or like I would like her. Well, I just see like in a better movie I could like her and stuff. Just not in this one. So you get a montage of Reese when she's a kid growing up in the back of her dad's cop car. And the montage includes her having donuts and the guy going on chases, and shows how great of her daddy is by getting his daughter in all sorts of death-defying situations where she could have died because she's in the backseat of your fucking cop car. But it's cute because it's her dad. And she wants to be a cop. Great, when a crackhead comes up and blows her brains out because she's 10 years old and should not have been in the back of her car. Great parenting of the year, Dad. Congrats. Congratulations. But she's growing up. I don't remember what they said, what happened to her dad. I'm assuming he died on duty or something. Which I'm surprised that wasn't worked more into the movie. Like her, because usually, oh, her dad was murdered or something. I'm surprised that wasn't worked into it. Because it works a lot of other tropes. It works in a lot of other cliches. Reese Witherspoon, as a cop, she now works at the evidence locker. Why? Because at one point, she had a taser. Someone need to be tased, but they happen to be drinking alcohol, so when she tased him, he lit up on fire. And now her last name is Cooper, so now cops, they'll say, oh, he just pulled a Cooper, or you've been Coopered, as in, an officer doing something very stupid or tarnished her name and her family's name. So she works at the evidence locker, and one day her boss says, come on over here. This U.S. Marshal played by Richard T. Jones, who I liked. He was in Event Horizon. He's been in other stuff. You don't go with him to get Sofia Vergara and her husband because they don't testify against the cartel. And while driving there, like Richard T. Jones, he's having fun. He's got a little smile on his face. He's telling Reese to lighten up. Hey, I'll tell you, just all I asked is don't try to fall in love with me. Why do they tell him so fucking quickly? Spoiler, sorry, they do. Granted, trust me, he's not in it long enough for it to be a spoiler. And Reese Witherspoon, she's playing the uptight person who's by the book and doesn't get jokes and it's a straight and narrow. And then Sophia, when she pops in, she's more of the zany character, the louder character. One leads to another. Bad guys get there. Spoiler. They kill Richard T. Jones. They kill Sophia's husband. Reese Witherspoon and Sophia are on the run. And it becomes a very lame, lazy, unfunny, I'm not even going to say rip-off, but just a lame version of Midnight Run. As I'm watching this, I just kept thinking of... I will watch a scene, then rewatch a scene in my brain of Midnight Run. Whether it be Robert De Niro say, hey, and punching the other bounty hunter, knock him out. The stuff Charles Grodin would do. We're far, far away from the days of Midnight Run. And this was 2015, and still, at that time, we were far, far away from films like Midnight Run. And the jokes are like Sophia describing a period and how a period works. Or Reese Witherspoon can't go over a window because she's too damn short. Or something hits Sophia's suitcase and happens to have cocaine, which gets a bit in Reese Witherspoon's body. She sniffs a bit. So now she keeps mentioning the word cowpoke and going into clothing stores and hovering in and, I don't know, acting like she's damn Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And the jokes are not that funny. And the chemistry isn't there. And it just slogs along until the next sequence of events happen. And there's predictable stuff. There's these two cops arrive, and instantly I knew they're dirty cops. And lo and behold, they are. So they get away from them. Because Sophia describes how she's bleeding because of a damn period. Describes it in detail. They go to the bathroom. There's someone outside. She shoots a gun. She can't get over the damn window. So they got a guy in the bathroom to get her over the window. And then Sophia goes over the window. Or they're stalking around trying to steal a car. There's a farmer. And so the two of them pretend to be lesbians with fake porno music. And the guy accidentally shoots his finger off. When they steal the car, there's a guy in the bath whose name is Randy, who has an ankle bracelet on. Apparently he has it because his sister was getting beaten up by her boyfriend. He beat the shit out of them. The guy who plays Randy is doing what he can for what little he has. I think he's decent in the part he was told to do. I don't know why the hell he would be infatuated with Reese Witherspoon's character, but he is. And like I said, it just chugs along and along with typical antics of, again, straight and narrow, crazy, zany person. Did you get in the guy's pants? All the other stuff. And just her or Reese being so by the book that even though they need to be in a rush, I gotta write my notes down. So when I put in logged in my events, I need to write every step down. The villains are nothing. The comedy is nothing. It's just not funny. There's a bit where the two characters fight, and they use the song Black Betty. Okay, Black Betty should be number one on the list of songs that you never ever get to use in a movie ever the fuck again. I am so sick and tired of hearing that song Black Betty. I don't even like the song in the first place, but I hear it so many times. I think I heard it in that. Then was it in that CGI TMNT movie from 2007? It was in the Dukes of Hazzard movie, I believe. It got used so many times. I'm tired of hearing it. Again, I never, ever, ever want to hear that fucking song again in another movie as long as I live. When I die, I still don't want you to use it. Okay? When the baby that's been born today, when he dies at the age of 100, I still don't want you to use it after his death. Never use that fucking song again. Again, number one in the songs that should never be used again, Black Betty. I'm tired of that song. I just groaned when I heard it. Other jokes, they find a tour bus and she thinks it's some musical, raunchy tour. So she says, oh, if I get on the bus, I'll do some services and blah, blah, blah. But then when she gets on, she turns, and it's the type of bus where there's a lot of old people. It's a guide tour bus. And they all look at her like, ooh, or you don't do what? You want to see it? And then the bad guys chase them in a bus. You want to see that? Go watch another 48 Hours, which is better than this. Super spoilers, you find out that, the two cops are chasing after them, but their car gets shot up and flips. And then the other people that were there at when Richard T. Jones and them were shot, they're working with Sofia Vergara. Because she got her husband killed and wants to kill this other cartel guy because both of them, I guess, were involved with the death of her brother. And Reese is like, you can't do that. And she's like, I'm going to do it. You stay here. I handcuff you. She gets back. Reese Witherspoon is cleared of her charges. Because, yes, of course, they thought, well, Reese must be dealing with the Sophia. Because, whatever. Reese won't walk away. She goes where the cartel guy's at. Lo and behold, her boss is dirty. Big surprise. She has a dirty boss. Hits him or whatever. Stops Sophia from killing a cartel. Because otherwise you'll go to jail for it. The guy tries to kill her, so Reese shoots him. And Sophia's mad that you shot him when I was supposed to. At the end, Sophia, for what little she did, she's free. Reese Witherspoon gets with the guy, Randy. They drive away, and everything's supposed to be hunky-dory happy. I know I didn't do much job explaining because there's not much to this fucking movie. This is so in one ear, out the other. Even the poster tells you what kind of movie it is. Look how lazy the poster is of Photoshop. And this guy in the theaters, that looks like a crappy direct-to-video film that wouldn't sell for $5 at Walmart. But May 2015, it got in the theaters with a $35 million budget. and it made 34 million in the U.S., 16 other places for 51 million total worldwide. I'm surprised it made that much, but it was a bomb. Because if it cost 35 million, it only made 34 million in the U.S., and usually movies have to make double their budget to. Is it like some say double to break even, some say double to be a profit. It didn't do either. Peter Travers gave it a 1 out of 4. It got an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. Cinema Store was a C+, which even that's being nice. Richard Roper. Proof two females can make a bickering opposites action comedy that's just as lousy and sour as any clunker starring two guys. Exactly. But no one's saying, oh, you're sexist if you don't like this movie. Where was all the feminists who got mad at people for not liking Ghostbusters 2016? Where were you when this film came out? You weren't mad people were crapping on this film. All because it doesn't help your agenda, because it's not part of a famous property that you use to pick it and utilize your... What the hell you want to fucking say about sexism and da-da-da. Hell, National Security, which I don't even like, was even better than this. That had Martin Lawrence and Steve Zahn. I don't like that movie. I don't think it's that good of a movie, but even that I thought was better than this. Like the villains, like you can't even say anything about the villains. Vincent Cortez, Joaquin Coslow. Yeah, John Carroll Lynch was the captain. I want to see real quick. Was he? Yes, he was in Volcano. Okay, so he was the guy. Okay, so I was right. John Carroll Lynch was the captain. The guy who plays Randy, Robert Kaczynski, he did what he could, but he couldn't. There's nothing he could do to save it. Reese Witherspoon, I thought had a terrible southern accent. Absolutely terrible. Sofia Vergara. If you liked her Charo, it does seem like she just ripped off Charo. It did. Who's Charo? Look her up. It's pretty much Sofia Vergara back to the day. I'm funny because of my accent. Like I say, I'm sure she could be funny in other stuff, even with that. But this was a lazy, tired script. No style, no energy in its direction. Not much action. The few there are lacked any pizzazz. Any pizzazz. Even lacked a lot of penis. And the director, the 2 stars, lacked a penis. You know, maybe they all sucked some. They would have gathered some creative juices to make some better product. I don't know. I hate this movie. Dog shit. Fucking dog shit. We'll see you guys later. There's nothing else I can say about this. Ciao for now. Even my stomach hated it. My stomach literally groaned. I know, I'm done talking about it. Don't worry. Later.